Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50-plus years. So let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales. My name is Aurora Workman. I am president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. I'm here with my friend and co-host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. And together, we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Each week, Aurora and I will introduce you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experiences while attending the college and the secrets to their success.
Nassau will be celebrating the inauguration of the 7th president of Nassau Community College, Dr. Jermaine F. Williams, on Friday in March 20th. The George B. Costin Physical Education Plant. Dr. Williams is a proud supporter of Nassau Community College's Alumni Association. He has shared his vision of valuing those who attend Nassau Community College and has been moved by many of the stories of the next chapters in our alumni's lives.
Look for many new and exciting events on the Alumni Association, social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and our web pages at ncc.edu/alumni. If you, our listening audience, has any positive news you would like to share about alumni happenings, we would love to hear from you. So email us at ncc.edu/alumni.
Today's guest is Jennifer Kelly. Jennifer is an educator and educational writer, a certified teaching assistant, and whole child educational consultant. She attended Nassau from 1997 to 1998 and has more than 20 years of experience studying and researching different forms of supplementary education. Jennifer also attended Columbia University, Teachers College, and Hofstra University. Welcome to Lion Tales, Jennifer Kelly.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Well, we are so glad that you are here. Now, you transferred to Nassau. Is that correct?
Well, I'm glad you invited me. Actually, my first start was at Nassau. Oh. And then from there, I transferred to Malloy College and then Teachers College, Columbia.
Okay, so tell us about your decision to attend Nassau Community College.
Well, at first, by going to Nassau Community College, I did not know how it would help me further my goals. But then, looking back on all my education leading up to before I entered college, from kindergarten on, I wanted to understand social and learning differences and how people develop different learning schemas. For the audience that doesn't know, a learning schema is how people order and organize information to achieve certain types of outcomes, like increased learning. Also in kindergarten, I had an interest in, interestingly, higher education and instructing. And Nassau gave me the opportunity to explore my educational opportunities and also my educational studies, and it helped me clarify my interest in various forms of supplementary education and training. It helped me find where I wanted to fit in.
And so what were some of your favorite courses at Nassau that led you down this road for education and consulting work?
Well, my concentration has always been sociology, and then I further concentrated in education. So, logically, some of my favorite courses were sociology courses.
Oh, do you remember who your professor was? Dr. Wise? I had Dr. Wise here. I loved him.
No, I didn't have Dr. Wise. I'm not really familiar with them. But all the teachers I had at Nassau, I appreciated learning from them, and I appreciated their expertise and hard work trying to get across to various types of learners. So as far as other courses I enjoyed an honors political science course, an honors economics course, and an interesting English writing course that was offered by an adjunct Hofstra professor through Nassau as an off-campus course. And lastly, my other favorite course was early childhood music.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Now, when you talk about schema, which is prior knowledge and sort of the theory of the world in a child's head and the manner in which you may teach them to become a reader and writer, and then when you attended Columbia University, did you work with reader-writer workshop at all, and how would you approach that with young children?
Well, the longer I continued my studies at Nassau, the longer I realized where I fit in. And I realized I wasn't going to become a professor or instructor. But again, getting back to learning schemas, I wanted to focus on how people developed an efficient form of processing information in their own unique way over time.
Right.
So I ended up focusing on supplementary education. And while I went on to Malloy and then Teachers College, I got a unique opportunity to come back to Nassau over all those years since I left and continue researching education leading up to two-year college education, all the way from the preschool level to the two-year college level. And also I gained the opportunity to assist in some college classes, in sociology classes and learning community classes. And in addition, while I was continuing all this research work, I also wrote research papers for the college on social and educational planning.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about that, social planning, educational planning. You're talking about the span of a pre-K child all the way up until a two-year college and then beyond that? Is that what that is about?
Yes. The focus, my main focus is whole child or whole student education. And that encompasses not only cognitive factors of how information is processed in a unique way by the individual and then by the group when you're dealing with group dynamics, but also non-cognitive factors, which include people's habits, people's socialization, people's social supports, people's emotional reasoning, and behaviors. These things all included support the learner to achieve the success they want to achieve. We have to look more to not just concrete knowledge that the person has, but the overall support that the person has to get there, because you can be smart on paper, but being smart on paper is not enough to get you the training, the skills, the ability to apply and demonstrate knowledge. So it includes a lot of factors in terms of being a successful person.
Yeah, it's true. One thing I've been noticing in the school district in which I work, we have a very strong pre-kindergarten program, and then they go to kindergarten. But we're noticing too, developmentally, those milestones are met in a certain way. And although they've had a structured pre-K, they may not be as strong as kindergartners or first graders in terms of reading and writing. And I think that that's something we need to focus on as far as looking at cognitive ability and milestones. So we'll get back to that.
Well, you're listening to Lion Tales. Oh, we'll be right back to you, Jennifer. You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Jennifer Kelly, an educator, an educational writer, and teacher's assistant at Nassau BOCES. So, Jennifer, as we were talking about your approach to the whole student.
Yeah, and just about cognitive milestones.
Hello?
I'm there. Are you there?
Yes.
I'm here.
So in terms of a cognitive milestone, let's say, in your opinion, a child has a pre-K program, they move into kindergarten, they're successful in the pre-K, but when they get into the kindergarten program, they're still either struggling to meet certain milestones or they just meet it within the 6-month period. Is that something that you've seen in your work? And is that a common factor?
Yes. Well, everybody is at different stages of readiness.
Right.
And then when you're dealing with environments, whether it be Nassau Community College that's so diverse, or all the way down to the younger grades where we're talking about dealing with possibly diverse populations depending upon where you live and the community that you send your child to school, that pre-K to kindergarten experience that starts the entrance and mind formation to habits about education is going to be cultivated through how they, like I say, how I have been influenced to see the different schemas of learning and different operations of thought. And it's not just that, it's cultural influences. the more diverse your environment, the more creative those dimensions of thinking are, and the teachers have to become accustomed or experienced in being trained to these cultural differences and how to adapt to how these different children perceive, see, and apply information.
Right.
Because a lot of our educators aren't trained enough sociologically and culturally in how to best help our diverse population, whether they be considered minorities or not minorities, and how they are understanding to get from point A to point B.
Right. I think, one of the things we're looking at too is, in terms of diversity, is seeking applicants, teachers that may not be the traditional female white woman who is relatively the people that are applying for jobs and are mostly in these teacher programs. And we do want bilingual candidates, and we would like to have male population. It is difficult to convince any culture to pursue a degree in education, but I think we need to do a better job of recruitment so that the students that are before us, if there is a diverse element, that they are exposed to people of all cultures that are also their teachers.
Well, you know what? The problem with training different people to come into the education system, whether they be students moving along through the education system or educators, is that people are labeled. This has gone on throughout history.
Yes.
And it's hard to get past labeling people, even if you're somebody who wants to be very understanding and try to take a neutral approach and wants to help everybody. That's an ideal.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
But human nature, even people who don't like to label or stereotype, it opens up a world of just being part of human nature where you're just habitually labeling. And to get yourself out of the process of thinking, you have to constantly draw yourself mindfully back in that you want to help this person as a whole person.
Right. Yeah, there's sort of the innate, going back to the cavemen, the innate, that innate feeling of, sort of staying with your tribe. And although you may be open-minded, you still have a tendency to fall back on the stereotypes in terms of, a teacher-student relationship. It's hard to break that. I think with culturally responsive teaching and learning, we're trying to break free of that. But I think in education, we're still so technical in our thoughts that the constructivist piece needs to come in much more for the students that we're going to be working with within the next few years.
Well, also we have to remind ourselves as educators and parents that each student is a unique creation. Mm-hmm. And even though they may be from this background or that background or has had this experience, nobody is exactly a robot. And you can't just say, because this person is from this culture, right, I'm going to treat them exactly this way. Yeah, everybody has an innate different intelligence that's slightly their unique God-given wiring.
Right, and I feel very strongly about that.
And we have to be able to see how children are coming across, what they're trying to communicate, how we can better bridge how they order information in their unique ways, and just see them as unique, wonderful creation that has talent and potential, and we want to help them find that ordering of information that is uniquely best for them, not only as an individual, but as somebody who is a social character interacting with their environment and wants to achieve certain individual and social outcomes, because the world is a social place. We live in a social economy. We have to be trained cognitively and non-cognitively.
Hold that thought. We agree with that. You are listening to Lion Tales. Today's guest is Jennifer Kelly, an educator, mother of two, and advocate for educational supplemental research. She is a consultant in the field and proud to have been a part of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC reminds you that your garbage can be more than just garbage. Give it another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwantoberecycled.org. A public service message brought to you by Keep America Beautiful, the Ad Council, and the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome back to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman. Our guest today is Jennifer Kelly. So, Jennifer, we were talking a little bit about cognitive approach, and we have a few more questions to ask you. Can you tell us about your work with the Long Island Institute?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'd love to. Many years ago, actually, I got the opportunity. It was way back in 2001 that I got the opportunity to work through the Institute of Professional Studies. And that opportunity came about because I drew up guidelines, a proposal for an in-service teacher training program. And my proposal was accepted, and I landed a job to develop instruction and training related to an integrated English language arts curriculum that focused on the current standards, concepts, and goals teachers wanted to achieve in a collaborative way. So I incorporated puppets and how student communication could be advanced and enhanced through using concepts of morals and ethics to get students, particularly middle school students, but it also applies to elementary school students because I had teachers of different levels, of how they can teach them how to approach moral and ethical dilemmas and work out solutions through the use of puppets that they created. And I gave them ideas of how to use different types of concepts and different type of puppets. So they not only served as tools to facilitate solutions to moral and ethical problems, but they also serve to increase student confidence and student self-esteem, and most of all, problem solving, like how do you deal with social situations interrelated with your education and educational environment.
And then that sounds very interesting, too. You notice that students that work with puppets have a tendency to, they may be very shy, but once the puppet is in hand, they sort of come out of their shell a little bit, and they might reveal more in their work.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It becomes a tool for them to represent their self and their inner being, who they want to be, who they want to self-actualize themselves as in a group.
How does technology play with, how do you use technology with these students?
Well, I just want to add to the fact that we just talked about the puppets and how I had an in-service teacher training program. I also run other types of workshops. For example, one of them is a study skills workshop geared mostly towards middle school students again, but also on the elementary level. And nowadays, you're finding everything is reliant on technology. So in the past, many, many years ago, when I give the study skills workshop, everything was based upon research that I did, and it was mostly verbal instruction and question answer that was delivered, and I take surveys upon progress as students made with study skills. Now, with the internet, even things like the study skills and study skills workshops, you can go online to websites like schoolfamily.com or howtostudy.org, and it will answer any particular question. Howtostudy.org is a wonderful website. I recommend any of our listeners or students to do it. You will find a wealth of information on anything that you thought that wasn't going to be there to help you. Plus, they have advice on different types of educational apps you can download to support your study skills and any type of questions you have about getting from point A to point B in the educational system. Wonderful. Our readers have to check that out. Again, it's howtostudy.org.
And then is that part of the Everyone's an Artist workshop that you provided as well?
Well, the Everyone's an Artist workshop is a minimal part of what I do as a whole whole student educational consultant. That's something that's more of a charitable effort where if an education center or a school or a small group of people through a nonprofit offers me materials, I will organize a workshop based around different concepts to increase student self-esteem, student confidence, and encouragement of talent. So it's more of a thing to get students to feel good about themselves and feel comfortable in self-expression. The main goal isn't just art. The main goal is, like the title says, everyone's an artist, everyone's a unique connected potential, and everyone has the talent to do something wonderful in the world. Mm-hmm. We're not just grades. We're more than that. We're social beings who want to make a contribution in the world and want to be encouraged and respected. We want to persist, and we want to have those supports. Supports is an important word. Without supports, we can do nothing.
Yeah,
Education, like every other process in the world, is a social process.
Yeah, and we know, adolescents have difficulty, middle school through high school. What do you think, in your experience right now, is probably the most difficult age group? Is it the preteen because of social media and their phones, or are we moving up a little bit where it might be, the high school student, which has more difficulty sort of cultivating out their passion in a high school and working through those 4 years?
Well, to me, what I have seen over the years and just felt through experience from talking with people is that the middle school years are very difficult.
Yes.
A lot of kids are awkward in certain ways and more self-conscious about how people view them and they view themselves.
Right.
And it's so important to instill them with self-esteem and encouragement to keep them making strong efforts in what they want to do personally, socially, and academically. And getting over to the high school situation, high school can be mixed experiences for many people. I had a wonderful experience in high school. Mm-hmm. But again, when it gets close to the end of high school, a lot of people have mixed emotions and mixed opinions.
Yes.
And lack of knowledge of how to go from high school to what they're going to do in college.
Exactly.
So my focus as a consultant is on short and long-term educational planning, offering advice, planning, training, and solutions to students and educators on going step by step from where they're at, like follow my through the grades approach, if you will, ideally, to help them keep with their interests and keep with their goals and apply their knowledge and be well-rounded and contribute as a person in a community would, just as if they were grown up and entering the work world.
Okay, hold that thought.
You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Jennifer Kelly, an educational consultant, advocate, educator, and dedicated mother. So, Jennifer, you have given us so much to think about as we look at supplemental research, the
whole child.
The whole educational consultant, using you being an educational consultant, being able to at least give teachers and other educators an opportunity to expand and be more inclusive of their student body. So as you continue, what are some of your goals that you have for education? What would you like to see?
Well, right now, I just wanted to clarify something. Right now, I'm also working part-time in the BOCES system, in the Nassau BOCES system. Mm-hmm. I am a certified teacher's assistant, but my function right now is a teacher's aide. And what I am doing now, as I've done in the past, is I've worked in different educational environments. Early childhood, middle school, and career prep, two-year education. So the thing is, I would like to just continue with what I'm doing. And I'm sorry, could you rephrase the question?
No, it was just asking me what would you like to see in education if you had the opportunity?
Yes. So getting back to BOCES, I mostly work as a teacher's aide there in that environment currently, so I can build my practice and network to develop clients for myself inside and outside the BOCES system, almost like a vendor who is offering different types of supplementary educational services that are customized to the individual. What I love about working in BOCES right now, it allows me to work as part of a behavioral support team that manages behaviors, helps kids learn life skills, and just infuses children with that instantaneous motivation to encourage learning of any type, because we're all learners.
Right.
And we all can do something. And just to try to help them communicate, because a lot of the students I work with right now are nonverbal.
Right, yeah.
So we'd like to thank our guest, Jennifer Kelly, who is a teacher's assistant at Nassau BOCES. She's also an educational consultant. And so, Jennifer, how would our listeners contact you for your services?
Oh, sure. Let me get you that information. My contact email is j, lowercase j, lowercase k, lowercase e, lowercase LLY, jkelly2 at NASBOCES.org.
Okay, can you repeat that one more time?
Absolutely. jkelly2 at NASBOCES.org.
Great. We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk to you next week.